I'm Steve, back here with Dr. Nario for our weekly interview series. Dr. Nario is at Biointegrative Health Center in Reno, Nevada. You can check them out online and see what all their services are that they provide. So welcome, Doctor.
Hi, Steve. Thank you for having me back. Always a pleasure.
Let's talk about methylene blue. Methylene blue is something fairly new. I'm interested in what you know about it. So what is it?
Well, Steve, this is something not really new. It's been out for a while, but it's just trending. And let me start with the basics here. Methylene blue is both a blue dye and an antioxidant. Weird, right? Like, how can a dye be healthy for somebody? But we'll go on in discussion with that. And it's actually used in various treatments today. Also known as, okay, this is medical, methyl ammonium chloride. Who wants to remember that? It's mainly used to treat methemoglobinemia, a condition linked to the loss of oxygen in the blood from drug reactions such as a sulfa drug, a drug that we use for maybe UTIs, or even a genetic defect. So let me explain that a little easier for everybody. So the underlying mechanism of that condition is it involves your iron in the hemoglobin. So the iron in the hemoglobin is actually converted from ferrous to ferric form. The ferrous form can carry oxygen. The ferric cannot carry oxygen. And that's the primary function of your hemoglobin, to carry oxygen to the different organs. If it cannot do that, then you have a problem with low oxygen delivery. And the thing here is the process is reversed by methylene blue, meaning it will make your hemoglobin carry oxygen again by turning the ferric into ferrous form in the hemoglobin. Now it's going to be called oxyhemoglobin because it can carry oxygen again. A little confusing, right? Just replay the video again to understand that explanation. And previously in the past, methylene blue has been used for cyanide poisoning and infections such as urinary tract infections. It became prominent again in relation to fighting viral infections. So this is not coming from me. You can actually research this and type it in Google. The PubMed journals had revealed studies in its use in COVID to prevent the hyperinflammatory reaction responsible for the serious complications. So that's not me. Those are journals that are actually published.
Okay, so can you go over some of the benefits of methylene blue, why someone would receive this treatment?
Right, Steve, so there are a lot of benefits for it. Maybe people think, oh, it's gonna, what, we're gonna dye our shirts with it? Not really. Again, healthy benefits for the body. One is antimicrobial. I just mentioned that it was previously as an option for UTI infections. It's also a powerful antioxidant when combined, especially with glutathione or NAD, which is another video that we did. And it's now going to produce anti-aging effects when you use it with these other natural remedies. For the reason that it increases the amount of NAD produced by the mitochondria, and we know that the mitochondria is the energy factory of the cell, and NAD is an energy currency that our cells use. A very beneficial organ that would be happy to receive methylene blue is your memory or brain. It acts as a nerve protector and memory retainer or improver. It crosses the blood-brain barrier. It goes, meaning it goes easily straight to the brain, no problem. And it improves the mitochondrial function and how the brain cells uses oxygen, meaning more energy or cellular energy. It also acts as an antioxidant to fight free radicals in the brain and also increases the brain cell lifespan, thus improving cognition, memory, and mood. And going back to one of the more famous use of it is the anti-aging properties. This is seen again if the brain is actually getting all these benefits for the reason that it also donates electrons to the mitochondria to increase the ATP which is the energy of the cells. You can apply this now to other organs, the lungs, the liver, the heart. And as you can see, ATP is actually the one that powers the currency of life and the energy that powers humans. And if our production of ATP declines, physical and mental performance declines as well. Even healthy individuals can benefit from the boost in ATP production, energy again, for it improves a variety of bodily functions. Again, methylene blue can be very beneficial when given or administered by an experienced healthcare professional.
Okay, so let's say I wanted this treatment. Are there ways, what are the ways that it's administered? Is there more than one, or tell us about the different ways you can take this substance?
Well, Steve, there are two forms actually that you can take methylene blue. One is oral, second is IV. So it actually is a dye. We have to think about it. It actually is blue and it's a dye. And when taken orally, so it's a liquid, it will temporarily stain your mouth, including your teeth. So you have blue teeth. I mean, not permanently, but it can definitely stain it for a bit. When you talk about oral, anything oral taken through the GI system can cause nausea, stomach upset, diarrhea, vomiting, or even bladder irritation sometimes, but be aware that I see that. And IV, the side effects, of course, it's not going through a GI tract, thus less of the symptoms that I just mentioned when taking it orally. But of course, it goes through the vein, irritation, it has to be an invasive procedure. But again, IV is safer. And yes, I have seen that significantly as I see patients. And the most striking after effect that I need to give everybody heads up about is, may it be oral or IV, it may cause urine or stool to turn green-blue. So it's not actually radioactive stool or urine that you're seeing, it's just because of the dye. This effect is harmless and will disappear when the medication is stopped. And don't freak out, and will not stay in your toilet, which will be a headache to remove. Just flush the toilet and it's all gone. It's not really a good time to do your analysis or give a sample to the lab because of the contamination. The lab tech may look at you funny for giving a blue pea sample. So don't do that during that time. You should use this under a medical professional's guidance, because kidney disease, somebody who's pregnant, and somebody who has a G6PD deficiency, which is a genetic condition in the red blood cells that needs to be checked by a blood test, has to be done and be overseen. So be cautious. This is not something safe that you want to do alone. And to potentiate the effect, this can actually be combined with a UV light therapy. So orally, dentists do this to kill infections in the mouth, that they let patients drink methylene blue or gargle with it. And they put an actual mouthpiece that emits UV light. It's almost like a boxing mouth guard. And for IV, before the entry of the methylene blue, we can attach a device on the tubing to deliver UV light to the medicine to increase the effects of methylene blue.
Okay, well, a fascinating treatment this is. We thank you for the information, Dr. Nario, Biointegrative Health Center in Reno, Nevada. Thanks for being with us, and thank you for discussing this treatment with us.
Well, thank you, Steve, again. As we all know, the knowledge is power, and thank you for letting me provide you with the edge in longevity and health maintenance, which I call the biological edge or the bio edge.